Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahabushai, Bahasham Rakahak Wadash Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahabushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled and teach well. And peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure unto the end. This is the brother Ra'aya with another video, and I'm going to start it off in Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, the children of Israel. You know, the children of Israel consisting of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans today, as well as the Israelite foreigners who through the scattering amongst these heathen nations over the generations have come to look like these heathen nations. And there shall be a time of trouble, Jacob's trouble, which we are quickly coming into. Apostle Tahar has termed 2024 to be the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. And, you know, every day something new, you know, and something new is taking place. Something prophetic is taking place. And things are just ramping up more and more until we're going to be full blown into the time of Jacob's trouble, the great judgment that Yahweh Bahasham Yahabushai is bringing on this planet for all the wickedness these people have been committing. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And the time of Jacob's trouble that we're coming into is going to be worse than any other time in human history that you can think of. You know, World War I, World War II, the transatlantic slave trade, etc., etc. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And this is speaking of the elect of the nation of Israel who are spending this time of grace right now before all hell breaks loose to do whatever they can to stay in the good graces of their power, Yahweh Bahasham Yahabushai, you know, so they can hope to, you know, have their names written in the book of life and be saved from these calamities of Jacob's trouble. But I opened up the video with this verse to preface an article on foxnews.com titled, Vatican Prepares Guidelines for Apparitions and Other Supernatural Phenomena. And what did we just read in Daniel chapter 12, verse 1? That Jacob's trouble is going to be a time like no other. Not only are there going to be great famines and pestilences and you know, death, civil unrest, martial law, you know, race wars, you know, world wars and all those things. But there are also going to be things people never expected to see before. Creatures newly created and, you know, supernatural events and apparitions. The Most High is really about to show his power in judgment during Jacob's trouble. And, you know, the powers that be on the left-hand side know these things. You know, they understand the scriptures and know that when the children of Israel wake back up and call back on their power, and especially when the prophets are out prophesying that whatever heathen nations ruling at the time is going to be taken out of power. And the powers that be also know that they are the biblical Edomites, you know, or, you know, the so-called white people as they're known today. So they're preparing accordingly to try to avert biblical prophecy from coming to its fulfillment and, you know, try to combat, you know, Yahweh Bahasham Yahabushai. Hence why they're coming up with this space force to try to fight against Yahabushai's second coming with the chariots, which they ignorantly refer to as so-called UFOs. And as we're seeing right now, you know, the Vatican is preparing guidelines for apparitions and other supernatural phenomena. Esau's trying to get a handle of the narrative before things actually happen. But when Yahweh Bahasham Yahabushai truly shows his hand, hey, this is going to blow out of any proportion that Esau is going to be able to control. But let's get into this article. Apparitions are appearances or communication with divine beings such as saints, angels, or it says Christ there himself. And, we, the Jesus Christ that the Vatican pushes isn't the true Messiah. Our Hamashiach, our anointed, his true name is Yahushai. And he doesn't look like no, so-called white man with brown hair and blue eyes. When you read Revelation chapter 1, he has the appearance of a so-called dark-skinned Negro with a white woolly beard and afro. And as it also says in the scriptures, if you've seen the Son, hey, you've seen the Father. But the Vatican is preparing to release a document giving guidance on how to discern supernatural phenomena. The Holy See Press announced the upcoming document will be published May 17th with a live-streamed press conference featuring a prefect for the dicastery for the doctrine of the faith, Cardinal Victor Manuel Fernandez. Fernandez has previously said the dicastery is in the process of finalizing a new text with clear guidelines and norms for the discernment of apparitions and other phenomena, according to the National Catholic Registry. And we know that, the Vatican, or, the Roman Catholic Church is one of those 3 unclean spirits like a frogs spoken about in Revelation, I believe it's chapter 16, and it's also the false prophet. An apparition refers to an instance in which a divine entity, such as a saint, the Virgin Mary, which Mary wasn't a virgin, her and Joseph had sex, and Yahushua was born the natural way, but that's a lesson for another time. Or Hamashiach himself makes itself known to a person on earth. The concept is a reoccurring theme in the Bible, and most Christian denominations affirm the belief that such brushes with the supernatural can still occur today in various capacities. And hey, supernatural phenomena and apparitions are going to appear in these last days during Jacob's trouble. Hey, as a faith builder to the elect of the nation of Israel, and as signs of judgment for the wicked of our people and you other heathen nations out here. But that's it with that article. Now I'm going to go to my next article on NBCnews.com. Hey, things are ramping up out here quickly. And the title of this article is Rare Disorder Causes Man to See People's Faces as Demonic. The condition causes faces to appear distorted. My first thought was I woke up in a demon world, the patient said. For a lot of you people out here, you're about to wake up in a demon world. Hey, a lot of y'all are demons yourselves, with demons all on you. Victor Shara had always had sharp vision, but one life-altering day in November 2020, he noticed out of the blue that people's faces around him looked demonic. Their ears, noses, and mouths were stretched back, and there were deep grooves in their foreheads, cheeks, and chins. My first thought was I woke up in a demon world, said Shara, 59, of Clarksville, Tennessee. You can't imagine how scary it was. Someone he knew taught visually impaired people and suggested, key word, he might have prosopometamorphosia, or PMO. The extremely rare neurological disorder of perception causes faces to appear distorted in shape, size, texture, or color. Shara felt the symptoms were a match, and he was formally diagnosed last year. That's it with that article. But hey, a lot of these mental, disorders Esau talks about is really just people being affected by demons. And, in the spirit, this guy seeing these people looking like demons was what? Hey, him seeing the demons on the people, which again, if you're outside of the truth, while we do get affected by demons being inside the truth, if you outside the truth, you asked out there, you're open to these demons jumping on you and, them influencing, your behaviors out here. But again, as we opened up with in Daniel chapter 12, verse 1, Jacob's trouble is going to be a time like no other, where spiritual phenomena, apparitions, and these paranormal events, which people only thought to be in movies, are going to become things that are going to take place in real time. But now let's get into these scriptures. Let me see where I want to go first. Yeah, I guess I'll go here. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 39. I'm going to read verses 28 to 30. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Demons out here, apparitions and supernatural phenomena, which Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai is going to be using as spirits of vengeance to judge you people out here. And, it's going to come in many different forms, just what people will call ghosts or, again, spiritual phenomena or apparitions or anything like that. Demons just appearing out of nowhere to put people to death, or just from the side of them give people heart attacks, or, spirits of vengeance jumping on people to commit, great, acts of violence out here, or newly created creatures, which the Most High is going to have show up to enact his judgments. Fire and hail and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. And remember, a time of trouble like no other. And as it said at the beginning of that verse, the Archangel Michael is going to have to get involved on behalf of the elect, because that's how bad these times we're coming into are going to be. Verse 30, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. Point blank, period. The judgments of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. But now I'm going to go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11, verse 18. Or unknown wild beasts, full of rage, newly created, spirits created for vengeance, breathing out either a fiery vapor or filthy scents of scattered smoke, or shooting horrible sparks out of their eyes. What does that sound like? And definitely not a Pokemon, but some kind of creature blowing out fire out of their mouth, or shooting sparks, I guess, lasers out of their eyes. When you read in this chapter, it's talking about, the Most High punishing, the heathens that came against us, and, punishing our people in the wilderness for, them going off. And it said the Most High could have, brought about, unknown creatures full of rage, newly created to judge them. But the Most High, held back his full wrath so he didn't make a complete end of the nation. During these times of Jacob's trouble, which we're coming into, again, a time like no other, the Most High is going to, allow these unknown wild beasts full of rage, newly created, to come out of the woodwork to judge, the wicked of not just our people, but these wicked people out here in general, as well as these supernatural phenomena, these apparitions, demons, spirits, you name it. And, we have examples in the scriptures of the Most High punishing our enemies with apparitions and supernatural phenomena. Just think about ancient Egypt, which now I'm going to go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17. I'm going to start at verse 1 and jump around. For great are thy judgments and cannot be expressed. Therefore, unnurtured souls have erred. For when unrighteous men thought to oppress the holy nation, those ancient Egyptians, Mizraim, who are Hamites, or so-called Africans as they're known today, they being shut up in their houses, the prisoners of darkness, and fettered with bonds of a long night, lay there exiled from the eternal providence. And one of the plagues the Most High brought upon ancient Egypt was that great darkness, which was so dark, if people lighted a match, the only light they would see was that the light from that match. It didn't light up anything. But when you were also reading that account where Israel was dwelling, they still had light. Hey, we're going to see great phenomena similar to that take place again. Hence why you got the Vatican coming out with guidelines to try to get in front of these events taking place, to try to control the narrative. But again, when the Most High really gets to working, Esau is just going to completely, blow out of proportion, and he won't be able to control it. Verse 3, for while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions. So in the midst of that darkness, those Mizraimites, those Egyptians, were plagued by strange apparitions. For neither might the corner that held them keep them from fear, but noises as of waters falling down sounded about them, and sad visions appeared unto them with heavy countenances, seeing spirits out here. No power of the fire might give them light, neither could the bright flames of the stars endure to lighten that horrible night. Like I just said, if they tried to light a match or a candle, that didn't light up the room. All they saw was just the light of that candle. And, the stars in the sky couldn't even, abate that darkness. I'm going to jump down a bit. I'll read verse 6. Only there appeared unto them a fire kindled of itself, very dreadful, for being much terrified, they thought the things which they saw to be worse than the sight they saw not. Now I'm going to jump down. Here, I'm going to jump to verse 14. But they sleeping the same sleep that night, which was indeed intolerable, and which came upon them out of the bottoms of inevitable hell, verse 15, were partly vexed with monstrous apparitions, supernatural phenomena, spirits, demons, ghosts, whatever you want to call them, and partly fainted, their heart failing them, for a sudden fear and not looked for came upon them, point blank period. And as it says in Romans chapter 15, everything written aforetime was written for our learning. And in Ecclesiastes chapter 1, there's nothing new under the sun. These very same things, that happened in ancient Egypt are going to happen in this modern day spiritual Egypt that we're currently living in, the United States of America, as pursuant to Revelation 11 verse 8. And brothers are constantly posting videos of just video cameras and catching demons in America, and people just bugging out here, which through the spirit, when you look at somebody's countenance, you can tell that they clearly have a demon on them. And it's only going to ramp up as we get closer and closer to Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi fully blowing open the floodgates of Jacob's trouble. But now I'm going to close it out in 2nd Esdras chapter 15. I'm going to read verses 10 to 12. Behold, my people, the children of Israel, is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. And this isn't talking about ancient Egypt, but this modern day spiritual Egypt, the United States of America. Verse 11, Salakia. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. And what are we just reading? Wisdom of Solomon chapter 17. Some of those plagues included what? Sad visions and horrible apparitions, supernatural phenomena. Verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. Hey, apparitions and supernatural phenomena, unknown beasts newly created full of rage, spirits of vengeance, famine, pestilence, martial law, civil unrest, and ultimately nuclear missiles wiping this place off the face of the earth. These are all the judgments prescribed by Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, to come upon the United States of America chiefly, but hey, to the rest of the planet as well, as judgment for all the wickedness, you people have been committing on it. So hey, to you sincere Akim and Akwat out there, like we always tell you, now, especially now, is the time to have all 10 toes down in this truth, making your calling and election sure, doing whatever you can to stay in the good graces of your power, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, so you can hope to, be of that elect number that's written in the book of life and saved from these calamities of Jacob's trouble. But that's it with this video. With this video, I hope you sincere Akim and Akwath were edified. Just keep strong. We are almost out of this final wicked captivity of the heathen nations, chiefly of the Edomites. And as always, I'm going to say Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharala, and until next time, Shalom.